So yesterday, Mohbad's father dropped his own bombshell. If you've not watched that video, please do. And now something else is brewing. I'm sure you want to know what's going on Justice for Mohbad. Like, what is really happening on Justice for Mohbad? How come every um, break into getting justice for Mohbad sort of kind of gets blocked? What exactly is happening? Is there like some kind of intention? Is there a premeditated, or is there something? What exactly is this thing that is kind of blocking, stopping justice for Mohbad to be achieved and to be gotten? You might want to ask. That is why it is important that you pay attention. Pay attention to this one. It is going to be explosive. It is really going to be explosive. What you're about to see, what you're about to watch, I want you to take it easy. Take it easy because it is going to blow your mind. We've been on this journey of justice for Mohbad for a while, and many of us have this strong faith. We have this faith and we believe that Mohbad will get justice. We know that Mohbad is going to get justice, but how soon, how fast is this justice going to be gotten? And don't forget that justice delayed is more or less like justice denied. But then there is a saying that the will of God, the will of God Almighty, might grind slowly, but after it is done, there will be nothing remaining. It will grind so smooth, and then a whirlwind will come and blow off the wicked. Now, who and what are the arsenals? What can be used? What will be used to get this justice for Mohbad? How does this justice work? How does God do it in a way that is supernatural, or human beings are used to achieve and to attain and get all of these things done? Well, of course, you know that human beings need to do for themselves what they need to do for themselves. And that is why we are here. That is why we are resolute. That's why we are pressing, pushing to make sure that nobody else, and not even Mohbad that is not here, will be fed injustice. So it seems somehow certain people who are connected to this demise of Mohbad, they've moved on. Is it that they are partying all the way from Lagos down to Tanzania, or they are kind of like going from party to the one party to the other, drinking tonic, Bekus tonic, and enjoying themselves? But this thing about the demise of Mohbad is unsettling to a lot of people, and that's why they cannot sit back and close their eyes and say, well, it's not our business. To hell with whoever. After all, we've done our own bit. If the father of whoever is not interested, then so be it. So be it. So be it. Well, let us get right into it. Please like and share. Tap on the subscribe button.
You know, prancing around like a child. He sings. He's ready to. His songs were interesting. He was just happy and this and prancing. But it got to a point when there was a pause. I think that should be around February 2022, when he had the issue with, the problem started coming when he had the issue with when he started having issues with NDLA. And the NDLA saga, I don't really know what led to it, but I don't know. I think it led to some confrontation, a physical confrontation.
Yeah. They said the NDLA, those people that call themselves the NDLA, or they were the real NDLA. No, yes. I cannot even substantiate that. They said they came because they got the info that they were doing drugs.
Okay.
In Nyamali's house, and Nyamali was not around.
Yes.
And it was because of I think Missing Taliban was in Nyamali's house. That Mohbad was not even at home. It was because of Adura. Adura was also there. that made Mohbad to rush down home
Yes.
to see if he would be able to save Adura. That was when he was caught in the web.
Exactly. So he got to the, I think he got to the house and he saw that he was trying to like help Adora to get out of the situation, and even trying to help Zeno, because I think they apprehended Zeno and was trying to fight for Zeno before he got that, gun boot on his head. And at that point, I think there was another case that happened when he was in the car, and I think maybe he had a fight. I think that was when I think that was after. I think he had a fight, and then he went to the Malian house to fight, and as he was leaving,
Please tap on your screen, please.
he was mentioning who betrayed him.
Thank you. Encourage
So
the
that
light.
was So he was mentioning names of those who betrayed him. So the point is, he lost himself at that point, because even the girl lost faith in Mohbad, that Mohbad can never make it in music. So she left Mohbad for some time. That was when she disappeared from Mohbad's life, and Mohbad sang peace. Mohbad sang peace. So she left him. Mohbad sang peace, and Mohbad was like, okay, in the song, he said something like, my wife, is it good that you left me? You thought I'm not going to make it. You left me smoking cigarettes with your bookies, and then you left me. So I think that was in reference to what was going on in the relationship then. So she left him, and then when he sang the song and began making waves, she came back to his life. But at that point, she came back with a pregnancy. So the whole thing continued like that. Then I don't know why Mohbad accepted the pregnancy, but at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know, maybe accepted it or not, but he sang The Weekend, and over the years, and then the next year, and then continued with something. But what I'm trying to make in this case is that she took away the confidence from him, and Mohbad had enough at some point. He had enough, because one of the reasons why he went to fight at the Malian record was when I think one of the managers of Mohbad, the former managers of Mohbad at Malian record, they jibed at Mohbad. They told him that he's being controlled by his girlfriend. So I think that was the reason why he went to fight. But that's true. So I think he was trying to, that night, I think he had enough. He has had enough of the girl. I think they have been fighting for some days before that night. That night was just the climax. So she wanted to let go. It was not, I believe that fight that continued in the house was because Mohbad was ready to let go of her and the baby. He was angry and was wanted to, and she saw that Mohbad was determined to save her relationship and to let her go. But she did something drastic. After all, there was a fight between him. That was, according to them, there was a confrontation between him and Prime Boy, so they can easily pledge it on Prime Boy. So that was what they were spending the whole Monday to scheme. They were scheming on how they can rope the murder of Mohbad on someone. That's why they first of all put out the case of the ear infection. And one of the things they know how to do is they know how to test the public opinion. When they test something and say that this is not going well, they quickly put something else to see if it gathers traction and gathers acceptance. They understood that the ear infection narrative did not gather any acceptance. People begin to ask themselves, is it possible for human beings to die based on ear infection? Is it like a cancer? Even if it's cancer, at least it would be something that people have been hearing about for a very long time. Why is it that this guy is happy? He went to London, to do a show for some weeks, and even had some shows, and some music videos before he traveled to London without complaining of an ear infection, and then suddenly he dies of an ear infection. So that did not work out. So they had to bring out, the Naira Marley and Sam Larry, card, just like they actually know, because there's some clips and some videos of how Sam Larry was assaulting Mohbad. So they easily put it out. So the whole public anger can be on Naira Marley and Sam Larry at the end of the day. So it did not, it worked for some while because it distracted people's attention from her. And then when the police was about to make their report, then they put the whole thing on Prime Boy. And then Prime Boy cleared himself. And then because the time that Prime Boy cleared himself coincided with the time when all the information, insider information as regards Mohbad's death began to filter into the ears of Mohbad's dad. And Mohbad's dad began to understand that there is more to it than meet the eye. And the man decided to, and they're also trying to interface with the man to get him to come to the table to discuss and to compromise, just like they did with Tabosedi. But the man refused to compromise. So hence the need to blame the death of Mohbad on the father of the deceased. and to also try to wrap all forms of lies, around him to make it seem as though he intentionally buried Mohbad alive by saying that he rushed to bury him. And then the person, the front, woman as usual, went under the freeze to, lay that blanket of lies against Papa Mohbad because she may not mention the name that this, but she suggested in a narrative that the man, she called the man for 8 hours. The man didn't pick up the call, and he just rushed to bury Mohbad in a shallow grave. That's what they're trying to make it seem, that it's vengeance there, that they're trying to bury Mohbad in a shallow grave.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I want us to make this interactive.
Yeah, sorry, I went off a little bit. I want to do something.
To make it seem as though that the father of Mohbad rushed to bury Mohbad in a shallow grave. Instead of giving him a befitting burial, putting him in a morgue and stuff like that.
Of course, that was the plan.
Yeah, and that he intentionally rushed to bury Mohbad because he's interested in the properties of Mohbad. So he was glad.
I'm telling you.
Mohbad died. Thank God he has died. Okay. He's still breathing. He's not dead. He's not breathing. He's dead. Let's go bury him like that. You see.
Hey, that's why God will never forgive those people.
Nah.
God cannot forgiveness has eluded them. There's no amount of prayer they can pray.
No,
it cannot be forgiven. No way. Yet you forget about it.
He said, then she began to say, that is only the mother-in-law. Only the mother-in-law was interested in Liam. You see, they started emotionalizing the Liam issue.
God.
He did not even ask about Liam. He did not even ask about this. He didn't even ask if Liam has eaten. Just imagine, like, oh my God. He did not even ask if Liam has eaten. He did not even carry Liam. It is the mother-in-law that was carrying Liam, feeding him. She's the one coming to show concern and all those kind of emotion. You see, and she's even crying.
They wanted to destroy the man totally. They didn't want the world to accept that man at all.
They don't want it. And it was on that same Instagram that they were able to spread that lie against that man. So the lie went so far that Instagrammers, they have very low attention span. Once they see the face value of something, they don't really bother to investigate it. We have Twitter users. Twitter users will ask questions, But most Nigerians, most of the dumb ones are always on Instagram, because Instagram is showbiz. It's about what you see and the nice shining things. It's not about any analysis or any intellectual or anything like cerebral. It's all about shows and enjoyment and spending of money and oblay and all the stuff like that. So that's what Instagram is about mostly. Although Instagram is also good for making money. If you're smart, you can make money on Instagram if you can give them what they want and get some Instagram money, or you can just like advertise your product on Instagram and get advertise or do some marketing. Aside that, Instagram is just it's also showbiz, because there are a lot of consumers on Instagram who consume show stuff on Instagram. So most of those Instagrammers have accepted whatever celebrities put. Celebrity news goes far. You see, that's why you see people like that NGO guy. He does not, all these things doing on TikTok, he does not do it on Instagram, because he knows that Instagrammers he has an history on Instagram already. So he's trying to maintain his Instagram image. So he does not go to Instagram. He only goes to Instagram. Yeah, he only goes to Instagram to say.
Do the rubbish.
Yeah, he's trying to keep his image, because he feels he has a very clean slate on Instagram. So he's trying to keep it. But on TikTok, he's ready to mud his reputation, does not care. He's ready to roll in the mud, for some coins. He does not give it. That's why you see what he's doing on Instagram is different from what he's doing on TikTok. If he goes to talk about it, that's why he was doing J4M on TikTok. He does not, sometimes he does not switch on in his Instagram, go on Instagram Live, because for the most part, even if he goes on Instagram Live, most of those people who are watching on Instagram are not as much as those people watching on TikTok. So the man, as the celebrities and those behind the lady, they have succeeded. To some extent, they've succeeded in denting the man's image. So whatever the man has to say will not hold water. That's what they've they've tried to do so far to
Yes,
get his image and to
I
make,
believe Yomi is on a mission. I believe he was given that assignment to also come and demarket the man. Telling you.
That's why I support what Dr. Big Shaq said. You see, some people, some enemies. You see, if in a military campaign, some enemies when you see some enemies in the battlefield, you capture them alive for interrogation. Some enemies, when you see them on the battlefield, you have to shoot them. You don't have to bring them in, or you
At
want to say,
all.
or you want to ask
Don't
them,
fear them.
or you don't.
Telling you.
No. Some enemies you can even you can capture them, put them in the concentration camp. You can feed them to the war is over, so they can return back to their side. But some enemies you do not even have to give them that opportunity to. You want to kill when you see them, you execute on sight, shoot at sight. You don't
Put
need to.
aside. I'm
You
telling
don't
you.
need to
You're
know.
right.
So
Put
the
aside.
person, yeah. So the
Let's keep
NGO
tapping, please.
guy,
Thank you.
what he's doing is going to achieve a lot of objectives through what he's doing. He's going to get connections, he's going to make money, and he's going to get political connections, he's going to make money, and he's also going to get some accolades that he was able to be, and it was an instrument that was used to derail the J4M movement and to make it a clown show. A movement as serious as this is going to make it like a clown. Like how do I call it? It's going to make it on serious. It's going to make it a foul. It's just like it's just like you are in the soccer way. When you're in a soccer way, you can't stay around the soccer way. You leave the place. So he's turning he wants to turn the old thing to a soccer where people just it smells so bad, people just walk away.
Yes,
So
now.
he keeps
You
putting
get
out.
tired. I'm telling you.
So he keeps putting out.
I told somebody and I said they are waging financial war against this justice. Because they really want to stress people out financially.
They want to okay, look at what
Telling you.
Mohbad's mom said at some point in I think that was last year. She said that I think that was a leaked voice note where she said that she expressed a dissatisfaction at the fact that Baba Mohbad, that J4M members, they are rich, they have money, and they are behind Baba, and those people behind Baba, they are rich and they have money. So she said this from a point of worry that these people have money, and they can bankroll whatever
Baba wants to do.
whatever thing Baba wants to do, they can bankroll it.
Yes.
So I think that was what got that Biodun Lawal to say, you know what? If they have money, then we can get their money.
We can exploit it. Yeah, we can exploit it.
We just pretend that we just pretend that we Adura is about to speak, and he needs a lawyer, because if he speaks, some people are going to come against. They want to kill him and this and that. He's going to need a lawyer. He's going to need protection, police protection. So they're going to need 100. I don't know. I think like they need some money. I think 7 million or 14 million. I don't know what that guy said. He said they requested for some money to. When everybody donates the money for the guy, the guy just takes the money, uses to fund his music business. Everything goes quiet or runs out of the country. Nothing happens at the end of the day. So that's what they're trying to do. So that's what she tried to do with that. She said, oh, you know what? We've already raised 7 million, remaining 7 million. So you guys ravel your books so you can raise 7 million for that. So all these things is because we know that as long as there is Baba Mohbad to be able to raise 16 million for a private toxicology and autopsy test, where can a carpenter find that? Even Baba Mohbad said that before Mohbad passed away, 200k or 500k has not passed the account. So where would you expect to see 16 million? Now, to hire the son, you need additional 15 million to hire his son. Where's he going to get the money? You see. So they were not expecting that man to raise that money to be able to get those, to have the resources to be able to get those machineries, to fight. It's just like country A with the arsenal and the fighter jets, and the guns and the bombs. They are fighting against a country that they think that this country does not have what it takes to get the necessary weapons to fight. And then suddenly the country begins to get support from some other countries and are giving it the weapon. So the country A is bound to be, to panic. It's bound to panic. So they feel that they can crush Joseph Aloba under the overwhelming, financial and of course political. Let's not forget the political weight that they also have on the side, some of them. So they feel they can crush him under that weight. But the man was able to pull together, good people across the world, and to be able to get some resources to be able to fight his war. So they want to derail that source of support. So where the man is getting his support, they are trying to derail and destroy that base. What they are doing, they are using different kinds of ways to do it. They see that the man has public empathy and public sympathy, and they saw that it's like the public also loves Baba Mohbad because the man looks, the man he says the truth, and he has integrity, and he has the flesh of love. When you see him talk, people just fall in love with him. I like this man. I like the way he's talking. He's making a lot of sense, and people feel pity for him, and people also connect with his objectives. First of all, to find out what killed Mohbad, and to find out and to also push a case for justice for him, to get the justice system to penalize those who were involved in his murder, directly or indirectly, and to also find out the paternity of the boy, of Leon. So this resonates with a lot of people. So what they're trying to do is, number one, they're trying to make people doubt the man's objective, to make it seem as though the man is doing it for his selfish interest and not for the people, but for his own selfish interest. To make him look like an ingrate, like somebody who's promiscuous, like a scoundrel, who is just, here to make a lot of noise and to make money. She made a statement, I think in one of her interviews, I think that was with you. She said, Baba Mohbad gave 3 conditions for the DNA to be done. I don't know if you remember. She said the conditions that the man gave was that, thanks for the gift. She said the condition that the man gave was that once the DNA is done and it is positive, that she should not announce it to the public. I don't know if Vengeance is there.
Look at that reverse psychology.
Reverse psychology. She said.
Thank you. Thank you.
She said the DNA. He said Mohbad gave 3 conditions. Number 1 was that
3 conditions.
After the DNA, you are not going to publish the result.
What?
That the man should not publish the result.
What does Baba Mohbad want to lose by giving you condition? Why? Is the one asking for something? Why would you give condition again? It's asking you. Have you ever? Why would somebody be asking you for a thing and will be attaching a condition to it? Does it really make sense? I don't understand how
Baba Mohbad said that she should not release the result online, and that she should not arrest him.
Let me laugh 3 times. These guys are just stupid.
That she should not arrest him. Baba said that. Baba said.
I've never seen it.
Mohbad said Mohbad was born in the market. If this result comes out tonight, he's going to he's going to open his ring light and announce to the whole world.
God bless Emperor.
The results.
That's why they are afraid of me.
The man said it. I'm going to announce it. That this is the result.
I'm telling you.
So it is her that is requesting for those things. And if you can remember when that fake lawyer was there, fake lawyer, the former one, that fake lawyer was there. The former lawyer was trying to enter into the conditions to try to tell Baba Mohbad that Baba Mohbad should not make the DNA issue public. He should make it private. And whatever result that comes out of the private DNA, Baba Mohbad should not
about it.
Yes.
And does not have the right to say anything about it. Even they plan to bring it back compromised. And now they are putting Baba in a corner. They wanted to put Baba in a corner not to say anything because they knew
not to say anything.
That would be only.
That is now. Now they are the one.
God, we plan to
now they are the one They are the one now saying that it is Baba that is asking them not to put the result out on the internet so they now ask her why. She said because he knows that Mohbad is Liam is Mohbad's son now, but he just using it to make money and to catch cruise. So he does not want me to sue him. He also said that that second condition was that she's not going to sue, that she must not sue him with the police, for defamation of Liam and things like that. So you see the reverse psychology games that she's playing. And we're going to wonder in 2025 that how is it possible for a 25 or 20/26-year-old girl to play this kind of game? You wonder yourself, is it possible?
Let me tell you something. I've told people that this whole saga of Mohbad's death and what happened after his killing is not a making of Wunmi Adebanjo. They've got some professionals. And let me tell you, Mohbad was not their first victim. People that are supporting Wunmi Adebanjo, they are professional killers. When they know how to sweep it under the carpet. They know how to beat the law. They know how to put a round peg in a round hole. So what they plan all these gimmicks of Wunmi, is not the one thinking them out. It's not the one narrating. It's not the one putting down the blueprint and everything. There are some people that were employed. They are giving Wunmi, this is what you will say. This is how we will do it. This is what you must do. Don't do this. Don't do this. They will be thinking like this. This is how to corner them. They have everything planned out. Oh, it is not Wunmi. It is not Wunmi. Wunmi is a fool. Can't you see when they are interviewing Wunmi? Look at some things she will be saying.
Yeah.
There's something they will not ask her. Wunmi will just say it. That's why that to show you that Wunmi is shallow-minded. It does not have good IQ. Do you understand? She's shallow-minded.
Shallow-minded. Imagine us saying on live TV.
Some people are writing the script for her. All these skinny, some people are behind the scene that are working day and night to protect her. I'm telling you.
Yeah. And that's a shame. Imagine us saying on live TV that it was Baba that asked the nurse to go. Baba did not see the nurse face to face. The nurse, in fact, thank God that thing did not even come. The nurse also confirmed that she did not even see Baba face to face like this. Talkless, she does not even know who Baba is. That she only knew Baba online. That this is the father of Mohbad. And it is the detractors that will be saying that Baba should have asked for the nurse. He should have tear the nurse clothes. What did you do to my son? The nurse that was not even there. He should have called for the nurse. Was it the nurse that Baba should hold responsible, or those in the house, especially the person that claimed to be his wife, and to ask her what happened to my son, only to get a response that Baba should go and do vengeance in Ekiti State and take Mohbad's cup to Ekiti State to go and do spiritual vengeance. Spiritual vengeance. And now we have vengeance on as a host. I don't now understand what's going on. So, a spiritual vengeance, is that a logical response from somebody who should be the who has the responsibility, or who holds Mohbad a duty of care? Is that how it should be when the father of the deceased is asking you what happened to my son, telling him to go and do spiritual vengeance in Ekiti State? It doesn't even make any sense. It makes no sense. And some people are picking up on that man, because the man saw the boy a few days ago, hale and hearty, and then he came to the house a few days later, and then he saw his son embalmed, dead. So how does that make sense? You want him to be looking for the nurse? If it was the nurse or the activity of the nurse that led to the death of Mohbad, why are you telling the father to go and do spiritual vengeance in Ekiti State?
God bless.
And expect the father not to have not to smell a rat. Because if it was actually the nurse or the anaphylaxis that led to his death, You will be forthright about it. You don't need to say the man should go and be doing spiritual vengeance.
I'm telling you.
But
What is
because
relationship?
something is fishy.
What is the relationship between it and then go and do a logo, go and do traditional ego?
Traditional vengeance. Now we have vengeance on the host. Now we don't know what vengeance is talking about. Is it the vengeance that this host forgive for? Or Zangbeto vengeance.
If you actually knew that it was something that killed him, why would you not say, that's the nurse? So
this is exactly what happened, sir.
Let us arrest her.
Let's arrest her.
You said a logo. That is almost pé ikú ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ nínú. Àbí lọ́wọ́ kan jàmọ́ nínú.
Yes. Okay, you said the man asked the nurse to go. Meanwhile, Baba came. Baba did not see the nurse. Nurse did not see Baba. Okay, who asked the nurse to go before the Baba came? Was it not you? Because if it was the nurse that actually did it, if you meet a mad woman on the road and you want to collect a baby from the mad woman, you know go easy. You can't snatch a baby from a mad woman. A mad woman's baby, you can't snatch. Now, somebody comes to your house, you claim the person murdered your husband, and you allow the person to go. The father came, didn't see the nurse didn't even see the father, and then you are accusing the father that the father asked the nurse to go. And some people are still carrying it around their platform that Baba really is true. What woman was saying, she's actually saying the truth. Let's not say because of all those things that I've been saying since morning, and let's examine what woman said. It may be true that Baba asked the nurse to go. That was what they were saying before the nurse came on the coroner inquest to say that Baba, I did not even see the man. Baba did not ask me to go. I did not even see him face to face. So you can see the terrain that we are in. Enemies outside, enemies inside.
Crocodile, do you know what? Another thing that amazes me so much about this whole story was the fact that if the nurse actually gave injection that resulted in the loss of life of Mohbad,
Yeah.
the nurse will not leave that scene in one piece. Wunmi will make sure that she dismembered that nurse. I'm telling you, Wunmi will dismember her. Oh my US auto, oh my USS auto, koto di boy Mohbad di debeni. The nurse will not be in one piece. And now the nurse left that place in one piece. In one piece. You say your husband was ill and heady, jumping before the nurse came. That was what you say. You understand? That was what you told the world.
Yeah.
It was immediately after the nurse came, injected Mohbad, that he took a downturn and he died. And yet you allowed the nurse to walk away.
And she's blaming the father that it was the father of the deceased that asked the nurse to leave. Reverse psychology. What they are capable of doing, they project it on the innocent ones. So the innocent one is going to take the blame for what they themselves did or what they are capable of doing.
Paracetamol and antitetanus. Kid Mohbad.
I don't understand.
The nurse said as she was about giving the third one, that was when she noticed that goosebump, vomiting and whatever.
Uh-huh.
Do you know how stupid they are? Instead of them to say Mohbad took don't let me, because they may be listening on the corridor.
They're always listening.
Yes, there was a drug that they could have said Mohbad took, and then now reacted with Ceftra, whatever. But where God wants to catch them and destroy them, is the fact that the nurse did not even inject the cetrazone before he said she noticed. So it means those people that are actually coaching them,
yes,
they are trying, but they are not perfect.
They are not. The pillar, the truth is just too overwhelming.
I'm
to
telling
the extent
you
that they can't patch. They can't. It's just like, like you said, a Yokozuna warrior trying to cover his whole body with a with a piece of leaf. How can you cover, okay, like you're trying to hide an elephant with a leaf? It's impossible. The elephant is in the room, and there is no how you can ignore it. The doctor has made certain revelations that is enough for the police to say, okay, guys, everyone in the house, you guys, please, you have to report to the station.
Even Daosha said the same thing. When Mohbad was already smelling.
He was already smelling. It was at the second stage of death.
Stage 3 of death.
The doctor even went for that. Mohbad was actually that's palomotis. Dark patches on the palm, dark patches on the foot. Dark patch on the foot. The teeth, the tongue has curled up, teeth gritted, lips sealed. The pedestrian report, the eye is milky. That is, the eye is fixed and dilated. No sign of no pulse or cardiovascular pulse. Nothing, no peripheral pulse.
They now poured cold water on him to make him look fresh.
She said they poured cold water on him to make him look fresh and to also conceal his core temperature.
Everyone will punish Wunmi Satan will punish Wunmi Satan. Satan.
If Mohbad temperature could be, because Mohbad's temperature could be dictated upon his arrival at the hospital, being brought to the hospital. The doctor said Mohbad was BID. Wunmi was saying on the interview with is it TVC? Yeah, that Mohbad died 20 minutes after he got to the hospital. That was like dead on arrival. But they said no, Mohbad was BID. 20 minutes after I go to the hospital. If Mohbad died 20 minutes after I go to the hospital, they will at least the water that is on his body will have dried up. They will be able to dictate his core temperature.
That aspect that always make me laugh. That aspect where Wunmi said there was another nurse in that slept overnight, and she was now doing like her hand like she was doing press up. That she press it, hoping that Mohbad will come back. Do you remember that interview where she mentioned there was another nurse with us overnight?
Sliver TV, àbí kí náà ti ń pè? Silver bed television, ibẹ̀ ló ti sọ yẹn.
General Tọ́kìṣì, ṣé ẹ rántí bí Wunmi ṣe ṣọwọ́ pé wọ́n pẹ̀sẹ̀?
Ó ṣọwọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Wunmi gan sọ tó fi if Wunmi is talking, because she Wunmi ò coordinate àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀ ò bára wọn.
That was why I think that was the sack that rabbit of a lawyer.
Àti tó bá gbé wọnú kíní kóòtù ló kù. Àti tó bá wọnú bọ́ọ̀sì ní kóòtù ló kù fẹ́.
I think that's why she sacked that rabbit of a lawyer, because that rabbit lawyer was just misleading her. And her friends were like, this guy is not, he's not advising you. Maybe that's why they sacked him. I don't understand. Because she has made a lot of blunders. Blatant blunders. Imagine she's saying that. Man, I can't fathom. I can't really imagine she's saying something like,
oh God.
Mohbad died 20 minutes after I got to the hospital.
We lost her. We lost him. 20 minutes.
20 minutes. And the doctor said this guy was brought in.
God of mercy.
He was.
He said we try all we could.
We try, including press up. They did press up too.
He even said that the night that Mohbad got to the house after the show, Mohbad wanted to have an intimacy with her. She said it to clear all doubts that there was no fight. Everything was beautiful between us. That she was arguing with Mohbad because she does not like how Mohbad was fighting with Prime Boy at the show. So she felt bad about the celebrity. You should not be doing this. So you got back to the thing that you fought him, you broke his chain, and you called him all sorts of curse words names, curse names according to the driver. The driver was even angry. The driver said that even if you were in Mohbad's shoes, if you beat you,
He will beat her very well.
What kind of anger? Okay, I fought with my guy. You want the verse pass? Even my guy said, "Why follow fight?" I don't understand.
It means say the guy no Jebi now. It means say the guy no Jebi. It means Mohbad was not at fault at all. It was Wunmi that was just intimidating Mohbad for no reason. That was the only thing that could intimidate
Wunmi is a bully.
I'm telling
Wunmi is a bully. He took advantage of Mohbad, used Mohbad, turned Mohbad to a dummy. The best, I mean, what Baba said that they were giving Mohbad drug in Mohbad's food was not a lie.
Of course.
That was not a lie. When you look at Mohbad, because when you listen to some of his songs, Tony Omolile Lile, Kilo Fagegeti, and listening to his friend, Prime Boy, you know Mohbad is not too quiet. He's not a gentle person like that. At least he know what was doing and he know how to handle his life. But this lady came and just came sneakily with so many charms on Mohbad. Because when Mohbad moved out of that house, the first thing that I heard from the Malians angle was that when Mohbad was there in one room, this girl was sleeping in the same bed, and there was a charm under their bed.
Yes, confirm.
Yeah,
there was a charm under their bed. What is that charm for? Naira Marley, I guess, they said, ask her that, why do you have charm under? And they say she was using it to protect Mohbad.
God of mercy.
From what? What are you protecting Mohbad? So from that place, and
he was protecting Mohbad from himself. She was protecting Mohbad from herself. The major thing
that Baba did not really look into when Mohbad moved out of that house was, and maybe Baba did not hear, was that the moment the money Mohbad was making, stop going to Cynthia mothers and sisters' accounts. Cynthia was the one that now said it is time to move out of here. You cannot wait here again. You have to move out and go and make your own money. Because immediately that money stopped dropping that account. Is why you just find a way to make sure that guy moved out of that house. There's nothing between Naira Marley and Mohbad that just happened. They have been living their life like that, and Mohbad already knew that after 2 months.
Yes, few months. About 3-4 months. Not be so.
3 years of their contract, Mohbad already know. Even if Cynthia was not in Mohbad life, Mohbad will not do half of what he did to Naira Marley. Mohbad will leave Naira Marley peacefully. You see that in Mohbad, that he doesn't like trouble like that, and he want to do things according. The mother that already have a sham under a bed that he must sleep. This is a guy that was raised with the word of God, Bible. And one good thing is Baba cannot go into that house and be checking under their bed. So she has that grip on Mohbad. Every sham she's coming into that house with, she has 100% ability to use it on that guy. There was no mom, there was no father. The father is in Ikorodu. He only comes once in a while. So once you are coming with whatever sham you are coming with, you just meet that guy and you use it on him. By the time Mama Mohbad will come back to Mama Mohbad's life, Mohbad did not have a say where Wunmi is talking. So the problem had been there before Mama Mohbad came back. And Mama Mohbad being that person, I'm looking for a word to qualify Mama, being greedy, want money, did not study, not even have the brain, did not have the spirit to look at what's the connection between these two people. And Mama Mohbad came out and used her mouth to say, someone is fighting your son. That either of the two one person might be injured or death might occur. Ó dẹ̀ jókòó síbẹ̀. Onítàn bá ń jà because you don't want to step in as mom. If you even leave Mohbad for 15 years, I want to put myself in the shoe. I left Mohbad for 15 years, and something happened, Mohbad remember, and tell Adura that give me my mother's number. I want to call my mother. I want to forgive my mom. And the boy called me and come to look for me. And I step into the shoe of becoming Mohbad's mom. And someone from nowhere, this lady's family start telling me, ṣebí ẹ fi bí Mohbad sílẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀. Wọn ò ní jẹ́ tán. Wọn ò ní jẹ́ tán. Because you tell them, tí n bá fi sílẹ̀, ẹ̀yin kọ́ lẹ bí now. Tọ́n bá tún ṣe ẹ̀ lè fẹ́. So we are going to like stand a máa jọ wọ ṣòkòtò kan. That moment tí ìyá Mohbad dé, there is a reason tí Mohbad fi pè yẹ́ ẹ̀ wá. There is a reason tí bàbá fi sọ pé jẹ́ ká gba ọmọ wa lọ́wọ́ ọmọdé ìkẹ́mi ẹ̀ máa pín. Everything has a reason. But who are they talking to? They are talking to Mama Mohbad that like money and be foolish to know the pain of the person making that money. Mama Mohbad is all about money. This lady study Mama Mohbad very well. I know that Baba is very hard nut. The way that man is quiet, the man is sensible. When people are talking that Baba said, I gave my son my glory. Baba did not say, I gave my son my glory. People don't get it. This lady went to an herbalist. This woman went to an herbalist and they told the woman that, Baba ọkọ ẹ̀ yìí dá o. Òun ló gbé ògo ẹ̀ fún ọmọ ẹ̀. This lady, this woman, was the one that went to tell Baba. Baba now said, when Wunmi told him, he now feel like, ibo ló wádìí wá dé. And it is the reason tí Baba wá fi ń yẹra fún pé eléyìí ti pọ̀ jù. Where did you go to? But tó bá fẹ́ sọ lọ sọ́pọ̀ sí wọn ní bàbá sọ pé bàbá ò sọ pé òun gbógun fọ́mọ òun. Wùnmí ló lọ wádìí nílé babaláwo tán ní ògo bàbá ni bàbá gbé fún Mohbad. Wùnmí ló gbé story yẹn lọ bá bàbá Mohbad. Then when people are beginning to twist it and begin to say Baba did not say that. Tàbá rí rẹ́kọ̀dì yẹn níbi tí bàbá ti ṣe interview yẹn, ẹ máa gbọ́ dáadáa. Wùnmí ló lọ ní babaláwo tó lọ wádìí tán ní ògo bàbá ẹ̀ ni bàbá ẹ̀ gbé fún. Wùnmí ló wá padà bá bàbá. Bàbá nígbà tó ń ti rí tó ti ń ṣe wérewère yẹn, wọ́n ti rí pé ẹni tó jù wọ́n lọ ni ọmọ àwọn gbé ní bàbá ṣe pèyà Mohbad. Tẹ́ bá gbọ́ kinní yẹn, ẹ máa gbọ́ dáadáa. Bàbá kọ́ ló sọ pé òun gbogbo. Wùnmí ló lọ ṣe ìwádìí nílé babaláwo tó gbé ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn wá bàbá. Having said that, bàbá wá pe ìyá pé ibi tá a wà yìí, ọmọ yìí ó gbọ́n ta ò jẹ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ pọ̀ ká mo bá ṣe máa gba Mohbad lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Ìyá lọ sọ fún Wùnmí. Ìyá lọ sọ fún Wùnmí. Bí tí wọn àti Wùnmí, àṣẹ ìyá Mohbad ti ń wá ojú Wùnmí. Ó ti ń wá ojú Wùnmí. Òfófó yẹn ló fi fa Wùnmí mọ́ra. Wùnmí wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí bá bàbá jà. Wùnmí yìí ó wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí bá bàbá jà. Kò wá fẹ́ rí bàbá nílé wọn mọ́. Ó wá fàyà Mohbad mọ́ra. Èló ló fi fàyà Mohbad mọ́ra? Ṣójú 10,000 naira lọ ni. Ṣójú 10,000 naira lọ ni pé ìyá Mohbad Wùnmí ò ṣiṣẹ́. Tó bá wá tó ń lọ tọ́mọ ẹ̀ bá lówó tó fún Wùnmí, á tún fún 5,000 sí, á fún 10,000 sí. Ìyá Mohbad, ọmọ ṣe sọ pé ẹni tó bá sọ pé mo parọ́, kó pe ìyá Mohbad pé kó ju 500,000, kó jùlù, kó dà sílẹ̀ ẹ̀lẹ́, kó ní kó ṣàkókà. Tó bá ti mọyé ẹ̀, ìyá Mohbad ò mọyé. Tó bá ṣáà ti kówó fún làbùlàbùlàbùlàbùlàbù yàlàyàlà báyìí la máa lọ. So nǹkan ṣe 10,000 5,000 yẹn nìyá Mohbad jókòó sí. Ìjọ tí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn, ẹnìkan ní kí ni ó ní tó bá lọ, tó bá ti fún lówó mọ́tò, tí Wùnmí bá ti fún lówó, ó ti dọlọ́run ẹ̀. Ẹni tí ò fún ẹ lóúnjẹ, ẹni méjì ló ti tọ ọ̀rọ̀ oúnjẹ pẹ̀lú Wùnmí, àwọn mẹ́ta, lifestyle, Zomo àti ìyá Mohbad. Àwọn mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta tí Wùnmí bá rí wọn lórí ìjòkó báyìí, tó bá rọ́jú wọ kíṣìn tó fẹ́ dáná, àdáná Mohbad, á dẹ̀ fi kọ́kọ́rọ́ sílẹ̀ kún kíṣìn ẹ̀, á ti àmú kọ́kọ́rọ́ lọ. ọmọ ẹ wá sọ fún ẹ pé àwọn ní altercation Wunmi àti Mohbad ní altercation ojú oṣù méjì tí Mohbad fi kú ní altercation yẹn ò tó fi sọ fún Mohbad pé òun lè poison Mohbad wá jẹun nílé mọ́ òun ló fa story pé Mohbad lọ gba àwọn ẹni tó ń dáná alákàlábá ó wá sọ fún yẹ pé ebi ò ní pa yín tẹ́ bá wá lé mi mọ́ o mo ti gba kúùkù o ìrìn àjò tí Mohbad lọ tó fi wá kú yìí ìrìn àjò tó lọ tó fi wá kú yìí kó tó dé wọ́n ti lé kàlàbà kùkù lọ wọ́n ti lé kùkù lọ ṣé èyí tó lò máa poison èèyàn táwọn aládùúrà ló ṣe indomie àdúrà ṣe indomie Wùmí ló ṣàfù ẹ̀
Yeah.
ṣé ẹ mọ nǹkan tó fi sí the same indomie tán ládùúrà ṣe àdúrà jẹ Wùmí jẹ Mohbad jẹ wọ́n ká gbogbo àwọn mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta ọjọ́ kú tó wá jẹ́ Mohbad nìkan ló gbọ̀run lọ ṣé ọlọ́mọ tó jẹ́ Wùmí yìí mo ń wo bọ́lá ṣe máa ṣègbé ayé ẹ̀ nǹkan tí general play nísìnyí ẹ má jẹ́ kí n tàn yín tí bá ti gbọ́ báyìí ó máa kan mí létí ni ó máa kan mí létí because gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tó lọ sọ kiri ṣé bóun ni pathology sọ pé Mohbad kú slow ṣé bó lóun ni ẹni yẹn sọ pé ó kú slow tí mo ń sọ bí lọ́jọ́ ìpín tó bá léèyàn kú slow ó mì pé you have time to save this person. You have enough time to save this person from
Yeah, to save the person.
untimely death.
Yeah.
Kì í ṣe pọ́kàn déédéé collapse tó kú. Ìtọ́ ló kú slow tẹ́yìn sọ fún wọn lọ́sibítù pé ó kàn déédéé drop tó kú ni. Kí ló fi jọra? Kò ní heart attack náà. Kò ní heart attack kò ní pé bóyá ó ṣubú tí ò mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣe. Ó sùn sínú ilé ẹ̀ ó dẹ̀ ń kú wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́ ìwọ ìyàwó dẹ̀ lóhùn sí indomie. Nìkan máa lóun rù ẹ kiri pé nǹkan tó ṣọkọ ẹ. Who does that? Oníyàwó ń ṣèyàwó ó makeup ó lọ́bẹ̀. Òun rẹ ló fojú rí yẹn tí ò dẹ̀ lè tọ́ sí ẹ ò lè rí ni. Bí sí dem dey curse you. Because Ọlọ́run ti yọ nǹkan rere kúrò nínú ayé ẹ. Wickedness from nowhere. Bàbá kọ́ ló sọ pé ògo ni Mohbad náà Wùmí ló lọ sí tó lọ lé gan aláwo tó lọ wádìí òṣì tó ń sọ pé bàbá òun wà bí tóun lọ lẹ́ni wọ́n sọ fún un pé ògo yìí ni Mohbad ń lò pé ẹ try o pé ẹ nífẹ̀ẹ́ gan bàbá gbé sára bàbá pé ìyá Mohbad òun á sọ ìyá Mohbad wà lọ pàdé pọ̀ mọ́ Wùmí bí gbogbo ara gbọ́npà tí Mohbad kú tó ń sọ pé òun dúpẹ́ pọ́n ní kò má ṣọ Mohbad wá tóun mú fún wọn. Káàsì ya Mohbad.
She was even proud to talk about it. She was proud to talk about it.
Ó tún wá sí bíbá tó wá ń sọ pé òun dúpẹ́ ó tún sọ pé òun dúpẹ́.
Welcome back. Now that was full of inspiration. Let me put it that way. Of course, you know clearly that there are people who are loyalists of Mohbad's father, and whatever it is that they say, they oftentimes they will come up with reasons why Mohbad's father has to be cared for in a certain way, and all of that. Now, it's not like it's a bad thing. No, it's not like it's a bad thing. It's not like it's a bad thing at all. But somehow people lost focus and they think that this is about the parents of Mohbad. Like empathy has to be shown to them. I don't see it as what we need to focus upon. Like Mohbad's father should be now the don't say anything against Mohbad's father. Mohbad's father is that. Mohbad's father is that. Mohbad's father has made a lot of mistakes, and these mistakes are not what we want to dwell upon. He has made a lot of mistakes, and in fact, there are a lot of things that Mohbad's father has said that I mean, a lot of people will be kind of like wondering, like, why, like, what happened, like, why did he take such decision? Why did he say what he said? Why this? Why that? A lot. We'll have something to say about it, like a lot of things about it. But keeping that, like holding on to that as if it is a fight against, because that's what it was about to become, or it has even become like a fracas. When you are hell bent on the interest, when you are hell bent on the interest of the parent of Mohbad, then you will lose track of the reality. You will lose track of what the focus should be. The focus is about the demise of Mohbad. That is the focus. It's about the demise of Mohbad. What is the way forward? Where do we go from here? That is it. Where do we go from here? That should be the focus. But because we are human beings, one way or the other, you cannot take off that. One way or the other, obviously, you will have certain kinds and types and of interest. You have certain kind of people moving in a certain direction. Obviously, moving in a certain direction. And the direction is, you know what? We cannot but protect Mohbad's father's interest. That is what we are here for, and that is what we want to do. That is what we know. You will definitely have such. You have such. We can erase that human factor from it. But the important thing is that we don't lose track. Now, you heard what our guest said. You heard some of the things that they said. They went deeper. They went in a little bit. They did, they pressed in a little bit on the journey so far, how it all started, who did what, and all of that. Who did what happened to what, and some of these we have talked about it. We've pressed, and there's a lot that we've done about this narrative or analysis, and the reason why this is so is because the police did a botched job. The police did a botched job. They did a botched job. The police didn't do the needful. They refused to do the needful. The police are the cause of all of the issues that we are dealing with right now. If the police had done what they are supposed to do, we won't have anything to worry about. We won't have anything to talk about. The police would have pressed. They would have pushed. They would have gone deep into this matter. Then there will be no need for citizens going around, citizens trying to analyze, and it's not as if we will not critique the government or police, or we will definitely, because that's what we are supposed to be there, watchful, clear-eyed, clear-minded, watching what the police is doing, accountability and all of that. But this one, no. It is like an intentional thing. Like they intentionally botched this, and that is the reason why so many people came on board. They are like, no, we will not allow this slide. We will not allow this just go. Like, we will stand on this matter. We will continuously stand and maintain that this is injustice. That's it. That is it. That is all that brought people together. Like, no, this is injustice and it should not be. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. Gone are those days that, you know, those days that people will be kind of afraid, not wanting to say anything. Like, we don't want to say anything. We don't want anyone to. No, but now people have become bold. They've become emboldened because how can you be quiet? How can you be quiet with all these atrocities? How can you be quiet? Because you we never know. You don't know what will happen to you. That's why people are not happy. They just want to speak. They want to say their mind. They want to express themselves. And people have found a common place to do that via the demise of Mohbad. And in the same vein, we have those also whose their job is to make sure that justice is not served, justice is not gotten. Their job is something else. Their job is something else. So I don't know if you agree to some of the some of the things said by our guest, how these things happened, and what Cynthia was hoping for. Although Cynthia came out saying, I know nothing about it, I didn't do nothing. I had requested that he goes to the hospital, and he refused. Although the driver who drove, told us that Mohbad didn't want to go to the hospital. And I guess the reason why Mohbad didn't want to go to the hospital is because he felt no need for that. He might feel that the injury he sustained is like not much, like he's getting fine, not knowing that this he was going to succumb, not knowing that he was going to succumb to it, not knowing that he was going to succumb to it. He didn't know. He didn't know he was going to succumb to an injection or something else that happened that we don't know. He didn't know. He thought within himself, oh, this is just one of those things, injury, that's it. That's the thing. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I just can't take off. I just can't take off that part of that. That thought is just there. That thought is just there. That Mohbad could have maybe extended his life, sustained, done certain things that will help him, just to make sure that this does not happen. But then it's too late, and it is easier said than done. At times, you can only talk when it is not you, when you are not the person involved directly. You can only talk at that time because unless you're directly involved, that's just the thing. Unless you are directly involved. There are some people who have faulted Mohbad's father. They said that Mohbad's father is the reason why Mohbad passed away. They said Mohbad's father should have done the needful, that there are certain things that Mohbad's father should have done, but he refused doing it. And this is the reason why Mohbad passed away. And I cannot begin to blame Mohbad's father in certain things. Because there is a limit. There is a limit to what you can do. There is a limit to how you can correct a grown-up child. A grown-up child. There's a limit. There's a limit. You can't You can't begin to tell a grown-up child, particularly the one that you might even have to wait upon, expect to take care of certain bills. And when Mohbad's father was kind of like trying to do these things, like, oh, Mohbad, you can't do this, Mohbad, this is how things are supposed to be done, it created chaos up to the point whereby the man said, upon visiting him, you know, there are certain things that he sort of observed. Mohbad was kind of like not too comfortable. And Mohbad's father also had his own issue too, that he was dealing with Mohbad's mom. The issue of marriage or no marriage, and Mohbad's father too was kind of trying to win. Like, you left those children, but then it's not like maybe she left. Of course, we've all heard the story. We've all heard, we've heard their story. How this person did that, how that person did that, why this person didn't do this, why that didn't do that. We've heard the story. We've heard their stories. We've heard all their stories. At the end of the day, Mohbad is not alive. We can only but show empathy and fight for humanity. But at the end of the day, they might not know what they've lost. Mohbad's father might maybe think, okay, I'm also going to climb the ladder of success, or I'm climbing the ladder of success already. I'm also going to shine. I'm also going to make for myself money. I'm also going to achieve. I'm also going to attain. Well, no one is saying he shouldn't. But the truth of the matter is, they might not be able to get back what they lost. That is certain. That is certain. There is no two ways about it. They might not be able to get back that they have lost. They might not be able to get another Mohbad back again. Now, the part of DNA is also something that a lot of us are looking at. A lot of us are looking at it. How come this DNA thing is not yet manifesting? Who is holding who? Who is holding who? Who is stopping who? It's a serious matter, because so many people are waiting. They want to know. They want to see the end of it. They want to see the end of it. They want to know what's up on this DNA thing. Like, is it going to be inconclusive? Is it going to come with the same story? Or is it going to come with something meaningful? Like, for real? Is there something coming out of it or not? Well, it is what it is. I don't know what your thoughts are as regards this, what you've seen so far. Those guys have said their own thing. I mean, they've put out what their own thought is all about on this matter, and one cannot just but look at it at the end of the day, and you will tell yourself, the best thing that I can do for myself is to make sure that nobody unalives me. Nobody unalives you. Stay alive. Stay alive, because you might never know. Stay alive, because you might not be able to get justice. You might not be able to get justice. That is why it's important that you stay alive. A lot of lessons to be learned on this journey on the demise of Mohbad. I don't know what your thoughts are. I don't know what you think of this. Please do drop your comments. See you in the next update.